This is Prowl 1701, and we're going to do a review of my new Crimson Reaper from Ultra Sabers. The Crimson Reaper is interesting because it's one of three different versions of the Reaper. We have the Crimson Reaper, which I have, which is silver and red. They have the regular Reaper, which is silver and black. And then they also do an Azure Reaper, which is silver and blue. I do like the Azure Reaper as well and want one eventually. But I went with the Crimson one. I like the way the red looked. The red anodizing on it's really sharp. I was really concerned about this saber at first. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to fit my hands. I thought it might be too long. I thought it might be too wide. I was pleasantly surprised when I got it in. If you haven't seen my unboxing video when I first got it, it's on YouTube. You can check on my videos. It's there. I used it as my entry saber in a summer raffle they were doing, which I won a free saber, a Shock LE. But yes, this is actually so comfortable. It fits in my hands really well. It's got a good length to it, and it's very customizable. You can do different things with it. It came with these claws you can see here, but they're removable. Like right here, you can actually see where you can take a hex wrench and unscrew both of these, and the claw will come off, which I'll show you shortly. The same thing is true with this one. The Shroud here. A lot of people use this because they think it's a good place to grip the saber, which I guess for them it is. Doesn't really work for me that well. It's a little too large. I tend to hold it a little lower here with my primary hand. Instead of my offhand, I grip down here. This is also removable, which I'll show you shortly. I really like the silver work right here. This is really intricate work. It just adds a lot of detail to the saber. It's one of the things that first caught my eye about it. I have a CoverTech wheel here. A CoverTech wheel comes free with the saber, actually. It comes with one installed. Some of them you have to pay to add a CoverTech wheel, but the Crimson Reaper comes with a CoverTech wheel already installed, and it's on the side that I like, the right side. Sometimes you get one that's on this left side, gets in the way of my left hand, my offhand. I don't like that. This is the side I like it on, so they did good with that. If you have a CoverTech clip, you can hook the clip on your belt. This clips right into the CoverTech clip, and then you can hang the saber from your belt. So, you know, it's good just for having like a deactivated saber, because the blade is removable. All Ultra Sabers hilts, the blade is removable. You just take a hex wrench in a certain spot, unscrew it, comes right out. So you can display them with the blades in or out. I really like the windows on the emitter. As you can see right here, that's really sharp. I'll show you when I turn it on shortly how the light from the blade just illuminates through there. I really like this little line right here. This little detail right there is really nice. The emitter I really like. I like slanted emitters. If you've seen my reviews of either of my Prophecies, my Bellicose, or my Graphics, you'll know I love slanted emitters. It just has that kind of classic Star Wars look to it from the original trilogy that I like. Oh, and another thing I want to point out, you'll notice there is a hole right there. A lot of people I've heard are concerned that your battery pack, because your battery pack is installed right here, your battery pack might slide and fall out while you're swinging the saber. That's not going to happen. This is here to keep that from happening. This little silver ring, you can see right there, it keeps the battery pack from sliding out, so you can swing the saber with wild abandon and it's not going to come out. Matter of fact, these sabers are not just made for show, they are made for dueling with. Ultra Sabers does call themselves the combat specialist, so they are made for dueling with. I have a standard mid-grade in Dark Violet Amethyst, which is a forum color. They have several different colors. They have a regular one called Violet Amethyst. This is a darker version of it. Less violet, more purple looking. The blade color it overexposes on the camera. It doesn't actually look like what you're seeing in person. The camera makes it look a little brighter. The color you're seeing about right up in here is much more indicative what the color actually looks like in person, which is considerably darker than Violet Amethyst. Dark Violet Amethyst, like any forum color, you can actually see it shining through the windows right here. Like I mentioned before, Dark Violet Amethyst, like any color, actually shows up differently from saber to saber. You can buy two Dark Violet Amethyst sabers, and the colors probably aren't going to completely match. Any color which is made by mixing two different LED colors like Arctic Blue, Violet Amethyst, Dark Violet Amethyst, but especially the forum colors like Powerstone Orange, Sentinel Yellow, Dark Violet Amethyst. They're not going to match from saber to saber. Sentinel Yellow is really bad about that. You might get a good mix where it looks a nice golden yellow. You might get a bad mix where it looks kind of a greenish yellow. This one came out really well. When I ordered it, I specified I wanted a very, very dark purple color. They did get that to me. I'm very grateful for that. I got an illuminated AV switch here. Instead of the standard switch, I went with the AV switch, which is, they'll usually only let you get on sabers with sound. And I went with the silver one here. Give you a better look at it right there with it off. I'll go ahead and stand up. And this here to my cameraman, give you a look at it. There's several different things, again, you can do with this. I'm kind of showing you its default form. This is the way it came. It's nice. Almost trying to come off. Oh. There we go. Twisting it the wrong way. There we go. Tightens right in. You actually, the pommels and the emitter are both removable. They're MHS compatible, which means if you have MHS emitters and pommels from other sabers, be it Ultra Sabers or other websites that have MHS compatible emitters and pommels, you can actually swap those out, put them on here. I can take an Archon pommel, slip it right on there, Manticore emitter, slip it right on here, and they'll fit. You'll have an interesting looking saber, but they'll fit. So, just to kind of show you what it looks like, I have a standard mid-grade blade, 32-inch blade. The standard length that they normally come with is a 36-inch blade. I'm 5'6", that's just a little larger than I like. It's not as balanced, it's comfortable for me. So I always request when I do my sabers that they give me a 32-inch blade. They always do, which I appreciate. Also, if you want to order a forum color, if you're ever interested in forum colors, you may have heard something about them, don't know how to get to them. Usually, most people who aren't a member of their forums don't even know about them. But they're kind of hidden colors, secret colors. It's actually not on the main page of their menu. They've only got about 7 colors on their main page. They've got about 4 or 5 hidden colors that if you're on their forum, you'll know about. One of them is this color, Dark Violet Amethyst. The way to get it is to, under accessories or parts and supplies, they have a thing called a requisition charge. You have to buy, each requisition charge is $1. Buy 5 of them for $5, and then when you're ordering your saber, buy one of the premium colors like Violet Amethyst, Sunrider's Destiny, one of the other ones that costs an extra $5, and then add another $5 in rec charges, and then during the order comments, you're during your order comments, you can just put in there, hey, I put in $5 in requisition fees. I'd like the saber to be Dark Violet Amethyst or Bane's Heart, Firestone Orange, Sentinel Yellow, or Emerald Green. These are the forum colors. Bane's Heart's really nice. It's kind of a magenta colored blade. I have a Prophecy in that. If you've seen my Prophecy and Bane's Heart review, nice color. I just thought purple would go really good with the red on this, but I knew I didn't want the regular Violet Amethyst, and I thought the Dark Violet Amethyst would look really good on it. I already had one saber in it, so I figured I'd go with that again. This one does look different than my other Dark Violet Amethyst saber, my Eon V2 is part of my Phantom Staff. I like this one a little better. Show you how bright it is. Bright saber. The purple's not as bright as some of them, like my blue. That's the flash on flash. More on that in a moment. You can hear the sound. This is a saber with sound, very loud. And then that's the flash on clash. That is anytime it makes the clashing, it flashes a secondary color. There's different colors to pick from. I have my flash on clash color as a Deegan Silver, so mine always flashes silver. Then the saber lock up. The color flashes between its primary color and its flash on clash color. Pommel keeps trying to come loose. It's because I have that piece on here. It's driving me nuts. I need to take that off. I don't really like the that part on there, the claw, especially that bottom claw. Put it on there just for the purpose of the interview. What we're going to do is we're going to take the, I believe this is the one I want, my 332 maybe. I think this is my 332. I'm going to slide it right in here. Just work that bad boy right out. Feel free to fast forward if you want to. It takes a minute. A tedious process. There you go. And you just unscrew it like this. This one actually comes out fairly easy compared to the other one. Matter of fact, when I was doing the emitter, when I was putting it back on just for the claw on it, just for the purpose of this video, I only put one in instead of both. I do want to point out that you are going to have the holes there. The holes that the screws go in will always be in the hilt. I figure that might bother some people. It doesn't bother me, especially on the emitter, because the light from the hilt just kind of shines through the holes. And to me, that looks pretty cool. I actually really like that. Another piece of advice. I can get it out. Yes, this is literally the only time I've ever put these back in. I just don't like the claws on it myself. I know some people do. But if you are going to be taking them in and out, when you take them out, go ahead and screw the screws back into it for when you put it up. This will keep you from losing your screws. At least if you're anything like me, it will screw back in there. That's just something I do. That way, for some reason, if I do want to put the claw back on there, I don't have to go hunting the screws or replacement screws. I just keep them right there. One of the other forum members, I remember, pointed this out to me. I can't remember his name, or I'd give him credit. And that comes right out. There we go. Now that's staying in place the way I like it. So you'll see the two holes here, but that doesn't really bother me any. And then this one's a little harder to get to. And this, actually, I learned something I didn't know. This emitter separates into two pieces. This curved piece separates from this piece. I never knew that. That was news to me. I never heard anybody mention it. I'm going to take one of my other ones. I think this is my 5/64 hex wrench. And I'm not even going to take them out. I'm just going to loosen them a bit. There's two of them right here. Yes, I'm quite possibly the most uncoordinated person on the planet. However, I manage with perseverance and occasional cuss words. And sometimes not so occasional cuss words. You should see me play a video game. This part comes right off. And this is interesting for one, because if you look right here, you pretty much have a new emitter. You know, if you want to wear it like this, you can have you a totally different emitter. Look at that. Just to give you a look, I've never actually seen anybody carry it like that, but it'd really be neat. It's basically, you have a whole new emitter right there, if you want to actually do it like that. I never knew it could do that. But you take this piece, we go back to our 332, and I left one of the screws out. But we'll just take the other one, get right in there, and it's the same as before. You just kind of loosen it up. One of these days I'll break down and wear my glasses more. Right now vanity wins over glasses. Unless I'm on the computer. I'll actually just put that back in later after the review, but same thing, just screw that back in there so you don't lose your screws. And then this you can just slide right back on here. One of the screws came out. It's here somewhere. I'll find it later. First time I've had that happen, but I'll find it later. It's here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. I see it. Thought I heard it drop. And then you just screw it back down. it done. It's really interesting. Trying to get this turned to where they match up. I like my holes to match up. There we go. And the way that's shaped, it kind of lets you twist it around. So I got that to where these match up, so where they're slanted the same direction the way I like. And then the whole emitter itself is removable. Just unscrew it right here. This comes right off. This is your LED. I'm not going to cut the light on. Anyone who does review, anyone watching, if you ever do a review of a lightsaber, do not, because this drives me crazy when people do this. This should be common sense. More than likely it's the Americans doing it. This should be common sense. Do not cut the thing on and shine the LED right into the camera. That should go without saying, but I still somehow see people do it. So, I'm going to keep it off, but this is your LED. It's basically two different lights in there that mix to create this purple color. And then, you just take this. And here we go. Now, this is pretty much the way I keep mine. I'll take it back just for a second. This is pretty much how I keep mine. This is the way I like it to look, personally. This is loosened again. There we go. Opposite ends, but that's fine for now. Fix it later. See, right there. Give you a good look. This is pretty much the way I keep it. I like this look on it. With the shroud off, you actually get a little bit more length right here on the windows as well. That's just me. Again, you can keep it however you want. That's what I like about it. It's so customizable. You can do so much with it. It's kind of a nice touch. Look right there. Alright, we'll hand it off one more time. Go over it in just a little more detail. Now you can see a little bit better. I don't have the shroud here. I can grip it up here the way I like I'm doing here. And that's much easier for me to use. It's a little bit lighter. I don't have the claws causing any problems. It's much easier for me to use that way. I like being able to grip the saber up here without that big choke piece in the way. Again, it's your preference. So many things you can do with the saber. I like it. It's comfortable. It's a lot better than I was concerned it was going to be. Again, I was very unsure about this saber. It came out much better than I was worried it was going to be. Crimson Reaper and Dark Violet Amethyst. Great combination. I don't really give them numbers anymore when I rate them. I really like this. It's one of my favorite hilts. I mean, my favorites are my two Prophecies, then my Graphics, and then probably my Bellicose. This is probably coming right behind them. I mean, it's close. I really want the Azure one now, the one that's blue and silver. The AV switch goes well on it. And you can see right here where I took the screws out, these two little purple dots. That's where the screws were. So now it's just kind of a spot, another spot where the light illuminates through. Really works well for me. So again, if you're thinking about the Crimson Reaper, it's fantastic. I'm 5'6", and it works just fine for me. I figure, I think it worked just fine for the larger person. It's got a little bit of length to it, comfortable to use. Can't beat the Obsidian soundboard. Ultra Sabers, of course, always has excellent customer service. If you have any questions, go to ultrasabers.com, hop on their forums. I'm Prowl 1701. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to help you. And there's several other members on there, tons of members on there who will be glad to help you as well. There's a lot of us. So feel free to come by and see us. Let us know any questions you may have. Ultra Sabers themselves has great customer service. We're glad to help. This is the Crimson Reaper. I'm Prowl 1701. And thank you for watching.